Listen, man. Listen, team. Look, sorry I haven't posted in a little while. Oh, wait, no, I'm not. The key is awareness. Awareness. That goes for physical pain as well as mental pain. We have to bring ourselves fully into the present moment. Breathe. Open your awareness out to exactly what is going on. I can't tell you the number of times we get somebody with some sort of physical pain going on. Let's go with shoulder. They've got this bit of a shoulder pain. It's this nagging shoulder pain. And they've been trying to stretch it out. They've been trying to stretch out this shoulder pain. But it just doesn't seem to ever, it feels okay when I stretch it out. But then it's not long until it's aching again, it's sore again. Maybe we can even carry on training a little bit, but it's been going on for a long time and it's not sorting itself out. Now, we get someone like that, we say, right, have you been doing your stretches? Yes. Have you been mobilizing it? Yes. Are you still trying to keep it moving? Yes. Right. And it's still not, and it's not healing. It's not healing over months now. Yeah, it's still there. Right. There's something deeper going on there. There's something deeper going on there. And then many people are quite surprised to find that actually it's got nothing to do with the shoulder at all. It's actually originating from somewhere else. Perhaps it's originating from chest. Could even be originating from like neck or back. Weirdly, the way the body works, everything's connected. Everything is connected. So it could even be like something in your foot causing you to overcompensate on one side. That's tightening up your hips and that's tightening up your shoulder because you're all lopsided. Mad. It's mad, but it happens all the time. If something is prolonged, if it's painful, if it's getting in the way, then it's often originating from somewhere else. The key is awareness, is to be aware of what's going on. Firstly, to recognize the shoulder pain, right, it's not right in the first place. We shouldn't just carry on training on top of that if the pain's bad. So we need to be aware of that in the first place. And secondly, we then need to be aware of the root cause of the problem. Otherwise, we're trying to do everything right. And it's so frustrating. I've been doing my stretches, man. I've been doing all the right exercise. I've been doing what I've been instructed to do, and yet it's not getting any better. That's so frustrating. Now let's use that as the analogy for our physical pain as well. Have you ever beat physical pain? Let's use the physical pain as an analogy for the mental and emotional, yes, and even spiritual pain as well. So the key is awareness. Have you ever been in a period in your life where you're a bit stuck, and you're lost and you're doing everything right? I'm doing my job. I'm seeing my friends. I'm trying to do everything right. I'm even trying to like eat healthy and all of this, but I just feel flat. I feel low. I feel a bit nervy, anxious, miserable. I just can't seem to make any ground. I can't seem to make any headway. And this general level of dissatisfaction. And so we get someone like that and it's like, okay, right. So again, let's run through that checklist, just as with the shoulder. Are you sleeping well? Are you eating right? Are you getting some exercise? Are you drinking? Are you smoking? Like, are you doing, like, you shouldn't be drinking and smoking is the point I was trying to make there. The way I phrased that said you should be. No, you shouldn't. Are you drinking alcohol? It's a chemical nervous system depressant. Of course it's going to make you feel very depressed and anxious. Smoking's only going to harm you. It's never, ever going to help. Any drugs coming in need to stop. And people will say, yeah, I'm doing that. I really am. I'm trying everything. Everything in my life, I'm trying to get as healthy as possible. But for some reason, I'm just stuck. I'm in this malaise. I'm in this fog. And I just can't seem to make any headway forward. Let's turn the light on. Let's brighten it up. And let's get that fog to lift so we can see what we're dealing with here. It's not a big deal. It's not a big deal to just start taking a deeper look. The key is awareness, and we're going to bring that in through presence. Just becoming fully aware in the here and now. This is a practical tip for you. Practical. I'm not just giving you snake oil. As always, you know I'm not a snake oil salesman. I want to give you practical advice that you can then take away into your everyday life and you can apply it and actually move it forward. And this works every single time. Every single time, regardless of the problem, physical, mental, emotional, spiritual, whatever the problem is, it's going to begin with awareness. And here's how we're going to do it. Drop away any thoughts of future, drop away any thoughts of past, and forget the story that you have building up in your head, because the story you have building up in your head, by its very definition, has to be false. It has to be, because it's a story. And it might reflect something true, but a story is not true in itself. So the story that you've been telling yourself about what's going on, oh, it's because of this, oh, it's because of that. Oh, I feel low in my everyday life. Oh, it's because of society. Oh, it's because of the Tories. Oh, it's because of the patriarchy. Oh, it's because of everyone else doing all this stuff. Oh, it's because everybody... Just drop everything. Everything. No future. No past. Bring it fully into the here and now. Deep breaths coming in. Connect with the body. Connect with the breath. Connect through your senses to the world around you. What can you smell? What can you hear? But we're not placing any story on anything now, so we're not even worried. If there is aches and pains, not worried about that, just aware of it. What we can feel, what we're not looking at the weather and going, oh God, I hope it doesn't rain. Or we're not looking at the weather and going, oh, lovely sunny day, yeah, but it's nothing like that. Just what is, just what is, just what is. And in that awareness, you will find your mind becomes less jumpy, less flitting here, there, and everywhere, and actually starts to settle. And then certain things just start picking up, as in sort of peaking, just like they might just hit you a little bit. It's just certain, like, now that we're in a more open, empty, and spacious place, suddenly it's a safe place there. It's a secure place for your mind to then bring things to your attention that maybe you've long since been trying to ignore. Maybe that's why the alcohol and the smoking and the bad food and because we're constantly trying to avoid this thing in our head. But if we bring ourselves into awareness and into the present moment, all of a sudden, now we're in a safer, more grounded, present place for these emotions to be felt and processed, and then we can take a look at what we're dealing with here. It's like, let's take it back to the shoulder pain analogy. Well, we need to run some tests. We need to just sort of like do an assessment over the whole body. We're not just looking at the shoulder. We also then need to look at the ankles. We need to look at the legs. We need to look at the hips. We need to look at the back. And by running these sort of diagnostic tests, the pain then highlights where the area is. We bend you in a certain way, that's fine. Bend you in another way, oh, there's a little pain there. So bringing yourself into that present moment awareness is like running a diagnostic on your own mind. Thoughts will come up, yeah, whatever. Another thought comes up, whatever. Another thought comes up, oh, I didn't like that thought. And then we can analyze exactly what thought it was that gave us that little ping, that sharp little dig. Maybe it's something to do with rejection, right? Little trigger, like, oh, maybe a thought about rejection. Or maybe you feel overwhelmed, there's too much on your plate. Or maybe you feel like you're not in control of something, you like to be in control. And there's just this thought of like, oh no, I'm not going to be in control of this. And just not trying to fix the external problem for a moment, just be aware of the nature, the flavor, and the feeling of the pain that rose up. And that's it. Just be aware. Just be aware. Just be aware. And we don't have to then analyze too much, because wisdom then arises naturally. Intuition arises naturally. If we start saying, right, so the most painful thing in my mind actually is when I have these thoughts and feelings of I don't feel in control and I need to be in control. And then you may get some like wisdom and intuition and think, well, actually, yeah, I guess I've always been like that. I wonder if that's just a natural inclination that I have. Is that just my temperament? Am I just naturally the sort of person that likes to be in control of things? Maybe you are. Maybe it's just a sort of leadership temperament. Or maybe it's a little bit deeper than that. And maybe growing up, you were the one who had to be in control because the people around you weren't in control growing up. They weren't in control at all. It was chaos growing up and somebody had to be in control. And unfortunately, it landed on your doorstep. Now that's awareness. That's awareness. That knowledge there will be the most powerful thing that you could learn about yourself. for your entire life. And if you weren't aware of that, if you weren't aware that that's why that was there, then, well, hey, you could have been going your entire life getting stressed out over things that you can't control, even though that's how life works. There's no way you can control everything. Right. That's all I got for you today. The key is awareness. I've got to go teach a HIIT class right now. Speaking about control, I'm going to go and get in control of this class right here. We're going to smash them. A little bit of Tabata, a little bit of interval training. Let's get fired up, team. I'm telling you, it's good. It's good stuff. We got good stuff on the way. We got to heal. We got to heal, team. We got to heal, bro. We got to heal. Let's heal and grow, team. Let's get strong with it. You still have time.